Are we live again? Sorry. Are we live again? We're live. My bad. The internet dropped off. It happens sometimes. My bad. My bad. Will fix. It's spotty sometimes. Alright. Where were we? We were at, this level. So now we can try out our fast charger because we're back in the game. Type fast charger. So the only difference, I guess, with a faster charger is like you see them coming from far away. Yeah. That's it. We will use that elsewhere. Charger. Alright. This is cool. These gunners are stationary, or no, they're not stationary. Apply. Just shift them a little bit up. Little bit up. 5.5, 5.5. Okay. Nice. Very cool. You know, I also need to design the we already have the final boss, but it's not hello, thanks for dropping in. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the chat. I try my best to switch. There isn't any notifications here. If someone can help me figure out how to get notified, I will. You know, should I just set up my second laptop? Because like if people do come and I'm not like talking to them, then it would feel very like I'm just ignoring everyone. Give me 1 sec. What's the point of having all this compute and not using it, right? Does my live stream have a link? AC. Alright, cool. Pop out chat. Okay. Alright, I can see now. Woohoo! So I'm new to this whole streaming thing. I'm trying my best to chat and get work done at the same time. I was kind of struggling, you know. I was kind of struggling with just focusing, and this for now at least it's helping. I like it. It's good. I used to stream on Twitch. That was fun for a while. I remember I streamed some Elden Ring when it first came out. I got super into that. Not streaming, but the game. Initially, it was pretty fun. I made it till the first boss. I don't know what it's called, but that was a good fight. That was a good fight. So these heights need to match. So when I put this block on over here, it will be as tall. It's not a problem when we're inside a section that has a ceiling, so it just picks out the height around it. But in an open section, it has to. Oh, sorry, relay 3. Yeah, there you go. This one didn't do the relay. What happened, man? What? This is a classic case of something wrong. Oh, that's what's going on. Interesting. So we don't wanna spawn the relays with geometry at the back. Roger. How does it work here though? I think it's because I need to fix this. You know what happens in the astral is because we cleared the playing field. The enemies are spawned at a fixed distance. But with the relay, it shouldn't do that, because then it I want it to be a function of the distance from the target, so I can control where it's going to spawn either the balloons or the shooters. So that's happening over here. Radius, encounter distance 0.7. Auto true short type. Yeah, essentially the radius should be like over here. Just like distance from player. I think auto is being set. Where is it being set? I just turned this into astral. Okay. Astral plane auto false. Okay, you know what? Let's change this. Alright. Instead of auto, we'll go astral and auto astral, not astral, and in astral plane start, you set this to true. And by default, this can be false. That's how the relay spawns it. So if we are in astral, good morning, ohayo gozaimasu. Hope everyone's doing well. Uh, yeah, it's cool. I can see the chat just over here. So when you type something, this thing will move, and I will know that there is interaction. Uh, let's see if it works. I usually don't work at like coffee shops. Like people like to have some kind of like white noise or something, and they like to be around other people. I've never been like, I can't really like zone in. You know, I like to work when I can just like give my like 100% attention to the screen. But honestly, like recently, it hasn't been working the same way for me. So I thought I'll change it up. You know, I'll just come online. Why are you wearing sunglasses indoors? Because my vision is augmented. That's a Deus Ex reference. I don't know, dude, just setting a vibe. It's also kind of bright out in front, but I don't want to draw this curtain. So yeah, we just vibing, bro. The radius. Where is the radius being set? The radius is not being set. So if we are in astral, if not astral, then isn't that your trademark? I'm rolling with this. I had different sunglasses before. Like on my Instagram, when I post, I'm just like at this point playing a character that just wears these sunglasses and talks about the simulation or whatever. So I thought if we're on the Tamashika stream, we'll set a vibe. I try my best, man. The whole Twitter thing, like it's my doing too. I understand how I position myself there, and you know, it did honestly, it did get to me. Thanks. It for a while I was kind of like struggling to process that. I made a stupid joke. That's no way to kind of treat things, and you live and learn, man. I'm trying my best here. If not astral, then radius is equal to just give me the distance. I think that should be enough. So we can be sure that when we spawn an enemy up top, that's exactly on top of the enemy. Alright, let's go. I actually really enjoy Twitter. I'm connected with so many like interesting people there. So I try to focus on that. But when I post about the game, and when the game kind of like gets all that reach, it goes to like different sim clusters, right? Different groups. Okay, there's like here's how I understand Twitter. You have like your projection of it coming at you, right? Like what you post out, what you post out. It kind of reflects back. But then when you have a post that goes like really really far, it attracts like people from like different worlds almost. And then I get stumped. I'm just like, I don't know how to interact with this world. So it's just, I don't know. I think the tamashika stuff, I can just keep it on a different Instagram, but I wanted to keep it cohesive too. Now what's going on here? Why isn't this working? Dude, listen, like I don't even want to touch any of anything. Okay, I just want to talk about my game. Right, you do you. Right, I just want to talk about my game. There's so much going on in the world, and I have a very limited understanding of it. Love and light. I mean, that's. But there's so much like tension, and like there's so much going on. You know, it's just I'll just focus on my game. Okay, I'll just focus on my game. If not astral, radius player underscore C is not set here. That's the problem. Reticle position, I think I'll just use this instead. Forward. The labels, man, it's just like there's too many labels, and I as someone who struggles with understanding these kind of things, I know that there are like all these, there's so much going on, there's so many things to understand, and you've seen the stuff that I post on Twitter is barely legible, and I just generally feel like that in the world. Okay, and I don't want to miss. Perfect. And it's just like, yeah, like it's almost like we have to understand the world through these labels, and it's like we're not allowed to look at the world from outside those labels. I don't know. That's my general feeling with just everything. Okay, like I'm not just talking about like geopolitics or any of those things. Like it's just everything really is just, it filters through the labels that we're allowed to, understand it with. And like, if somebody was to come around and make the point that, yo, maybe the labels are just like not doing it anymore. That's I just, yeah, I feel that very strongly. That's just me. That's just my, I guess we can just call it my autistic special interest. And the stuff that's going on in everything, I think it's adjacent to technology. That's what I like. I think when I go on Twitter, that's what my focus is. I'm just trying to figure out where I can find the people, because there's also just the whole angle of like, oh my god, tech people are going to replace the species or something. I'm like, yeah, well, okay, that is happening, but is there somewhere in that sim cluster understanding and knowledge about like how language works and how consciousness works, right? That nerdy stuff. I just want to focus on that, okay? And I'm making this esoteric looking, Japanese game, and people make fun of like, oh, you're just like doing Thing Japan. And I'm just like, at one level, that's actually true. Because I like Japan. I like the aesthetics. I like all that. I want the kanji on the screen just for the sake of it being kanji. Okay, like, make fun of it. I don't care. Okay, that's the game that my younger self wants to play. Okay, I really just wanted to make the game where you have one level of a first-person shooter that you can play over and over again, and every time you fail, a cute anime girl whispers in your ear that you can do better. Okay, tamashika. That's the sales pitch. All right, the back of the box code. Yeah. My experience on Twitter is mostly very like nerdy, and I love the people that I've found there. I honestly I feel like the energy that I put out comes back, and it has been a part of my, it's been in my brain, like all this political stuff, like it annoys me. I let it annoy me, and then I think about it, and then I think it spills out, and then Twitter kind of like sees that, and then it hits me back with it. So it's kind of like my own doing. So I try to kind of just keep my head in one place and focus on what I want to see more of. And then it works actually, and then it's actually great. Like some of the people that I found on Twitter, some of the accounts that I get to interact with, I feel, how people say that the internet does this and the internet does that, and all that's true, but I feel like the minds that I've been able to connect with over there, I feel grateful. I'm like, okay, there's people thinking about these things, and this is awesome. I love it for that. I really do. So my experience has been pretty good. I'm working on it, man. You're seeing the content right here. This is the content. I don't want to hide behind any like marketing speak or whatever. This is the game. This is the content that I have right now. You can see like these are the levels that are getting shuffled into the main level that will bake every day, and every day you'll get a new configuration of these. And this is what I got right now. I'm working on it, man. Like the game will be out hopefully soon, and as much content as I can put in it for release, I will do it. And I was talking about this on stream yesterday. I'm really enjoying working on this. That's what I've been trying to maximize. And if you all like it and you play it and you want more content, man, I'd be happy to continue working on this. I don't want to make any wild promises, or some developers do the the roadmap of like, hey, if we get it to these many sales, or like a Kickstarter kind of like, here's the features that will go in. I could do some of that, but I haven't seen that far into the future. I just hope we get enough traction that there's some players who dig this vibe and just want to do more of this. I have some ideas. I keep scribbling more ideas, and some of those ideas have gone into the Tamashika 2 section. Not to spoil future release announcements or anything, but the ideas come, man. And I'll be honest, sometimes the ideas don't come, and that's like a very I feel very stifled. And you just gotta like wait it out. And then they come, and then I'm like, okay, I'll just put all of this in the game, and it'll be better. Towering over your voice. Okay, got it. I will fix that. Can I do that here? Is this better? Thanks for the feedback. I haven't really like tested my stream. Is it still annoying? Let me know. Come in here. All right, cool. Up your microphone volume. So this problem, I can do this much, but since I'm getting into the groove here, I was thinking I'll get one of them streamer mics, with the RGB lights and everything. This is man. My laptop is. I love my laptop. I know it doesn't have the fanciest camera, and I'm always traveling. I don't have like my own desk. Is it good? Is the mic good? Okay. But I would like if I can find some mobile setup, then I'll upgrade. But I think this is fine for now. All right. Let's see if we make some more levels. Tokyo Spliff. What is that? I am not familiar with Tokyo Spliff. Is that a streamer? So over here we're gonna surprise the player a little bit, and This is basically geometry. This is going to be like uh, a regular section with like a ceiling, like a hallway, and I can choose between, you know, like creating an empty block, or this is going to be like a pillar, and over here we're going to use a trigger, and I'm just going to put this up over here a little bit, and the moment you enter over here, we're going to do on enter appear 0, let's say 250 ms, just to surprise the player. I'll set this to invisible. No, don't need to spin here. On kill appear 1 in 100 ms, and invisible, this guy can spin. Stationary, and I can just put the exit here. Let's see what this feels like. D spin 3, D side 1, D spin 3. I'm not sure on the number yet. The moment I find out, I will let you all know. I hope it's not like it's. I have to talk to my publisher about this. They have plans. They have a team that's gonna like figure out the right number. Either way, like if it's you know, the whole price point debate is. I remember, what was that game that came out? Silk Song, was it? And there was like a big debate around that, right? Like, oh, it's too expensive, oh, it's too cheap. I imagine something like that playing out. We'll make sure it gets a discount. Like, games go on discount pretty quickly. I just wanted to draw enough revenue for me to continue doing this. I just want to work on this game, man. And you know, we could do the No Man's Sky style, kind of like just keep adding to the game. Again, I don't want to make promises. A lot of this depends on how it plays out. My intention, I can just say my intention is to kind of like keep adding to this as much as I can. This is not really, we're not really spinning here, so that's all right. Wall 1, W50. Now we can go up a little bit. Bam. There you go, you've got a fully decorated hallway. Cool. Just save this as D surprise 2. You can go back to D spin 3. I got this neat feature here for this. Alright, nice. Clear this out. Now maybe we can like bring the player back. see, something like this guy can stay invisible, and over here we can do something like a shooter. No, I just make a gunner over here. Nah, this won't work. We want the player to. I want the player to take the enemy out and then be like pulled back. But there's a chance the player would just like run out, so this won't work. We did a similar thing, but I think for that you just have to. I'll just have to make like a big room. What else can we do here? Just make it a big round for now. There you go, problem solved. Size 6. Let's make it a big. Alright, like that. And we can take the player around. Check this out. 3 by 3, take it up, size 6 blocks. So we've got a little like central pillar, and now here, spins, apply, and on kill appear 150, and over here we can have a shooter, on kill appear 250, apply, and this needs to be invisible, and I'll just duplicate this to over here. On kill appear 3, also invisible. This guy doesn't have to do anything. Alright, cool. So 0, 1, 2, 3. This here. How about you come over here? And I'll just make this guy a gunner instead. Because that's gonna be a lot of shooters. Gunner. So the player's gonna have to keep an eye out for which way the next spawn is. Let's see. Whoa! Whoa! I think what's happening is that it's spawning too quickly. Wow. Crazy. 150, 250, 50, 250. Lie. Bugs. Whoa, look at this. What? I think the warp is frozen at a certain radius. Wow, that's actually cool. That's a cool effect. Oh, these guys are supposed to spin. Spins. Apply. Spins. Apply. Spins. Apply. On kill appear 4. Is it 4? 50. Just in the spirit of teleporting, just invisible. All right. Z1, Z2. A bit confusing, but I think we can make it work. I don't want to do too many shooters. Previously, I actually had like double and triple shooters. So what would happen is that you would shoot an enemy. Sorry, like it would do the alert spark thing, and then it would fire, and you would deflect, and then it would fire again, and that would go up to like 3 iterations. That was a bit much, because that the attention kanji that comes into the screen, that's something that I want to keep. At least in the beginning of the game, you'll have a lot of kind of like a regular like butt shot, duck hunt kind of gameplay, and then it would stop that after like say 5 to 10 to 15 second sections. After that, you will have like one shooter. And in the I don't want to spoil the mechanics too much, but you're gonna need those. Like those will be like very special encounters in the start. And I think in the late game, which is what I'm designing right now, it's going to be more random. Don't want these guys to move. We can have like I want to use some of these spawns, some of these props to like indicate to the player that there's potentially stuff that's gonna show up here. So we can use, let's say, I've been using these trees. So like just throw some trees around here, There you go. One right at the entrance. Like, oh, what are these trees? Whoa, what happened? 250. 250. Yeah, it's too soon. Just make this open. We'll call it a spin circuit. should be able to just X flip this to get the counterclockwise. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay. I have a bunch of mechanics that I want to implement, but I don't know if I want to do them right now. One of the ones that I discussed right now is like an enemy that has like a area of effect buff that just takes out enemies, that takes out the player on proximity. That would be a tough enemy. Should we try it? Let's try it. Agent. It's very easy. AOE 14. So I'll show you the flow. We essentially want to add. So we have a little DSL here. I'm just gonna add one instruction to this. Area of effect enemy buff. Alright. So this AOE is here now. So every time I hit Control S, it bakes some codes into the project. Ops.aoe. So you'll see it showed up over here. Now it recognizes this. Alright, and in the generator, I'm pulling in all the ops for each of the spawn. So over here, like Astral is being set, case ops.aoe. Right? If A is not equal to null, A set flags AOE. Yeah, that's basically what I want. Not AOE. Alright, easy. And once AOE is set, now when I'm in the agent over here, I can just test. But we will need graphics for this. So over here, after we've done the disable invisible check, update target side. If has agent flags.aoe, right? Kill the player on proximity. We will need a death cause for death cause. Enum death cause. Spikes apple. That's not part of the game anymore. Spikes. Can we just do spikes? Never mind. Yeah. Talking about spikes. Pools. Class spikes. This is a basic square check. The displacement, we want to flatten it out. It's already flattened out. What is the size of the AOE? 5. 5 by 5, that's a lot. Now we can just, for now, we can just spike the player. Can we spike the player? If not, dashing. Oh, so you can dash to avoid that. Cool. I like that. I like that mechanic. And if they don't get, if you dash through it, it cancels. How about that? Let's just try it. Set agent flags.aoe false. Like you just surprised the agent. I call them agents. It was an enemy class before. And yeah, I fixed that. There were like lots of classes. They're still there, like this charger. Like I'm not using this anymore. This is stale code. I need to get rid of it. Just keeping it around to make sure there's no no stuff there that I might use later. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty stale code. So if AOE is set now, we are going to have the player be spiked in a 5 by 5 square. Let's try it out. Let's take it for a spin. D rooms. This one's a stub. Add What are we looking at 16? Give me a little bit of a run up. And over here we can spawn a charger. There's a charger. Okay. No graphics right now, but the guy should basically just take me out from a distance. There's something wrong. Alright, let's go. AOE. I'm gonna fix that flag. I can rename the flags very easily, but I just have to go into the raw level file and change all of the occurrences in because that's the only place where it's keeping the opcodes typed out. But in the game, the moment it filters the moment it processes all of that, it's baked. The file that's being pulled into the game is baked fresh, so all the opcodes are actually compiled, and I think that's pretty neat way to do it. What level do DR2? All right, is it gonna work or is it gonna bug? Come at me! All right, it's working. Now we just need graphics for this. We need graphics. You know, ideally it should be like a radius, like a circle. I don't want it to be a square. But the thing with the circle is, so one thing about all the geometry that you're seeing, this is very like tessellated. It doesn't need to be tessellated because these is like straight walls, right? But all of the effects that you're seeing, all the world curving and everything, that's happening on the vertex shader. So all the vertices, all the triangles are being like pulled up in the distance. And if they're not tessellated enough, it becomes irregular. So if you have like a big triangle and you kind of like lift this side high up, then you have like this straight slope. But if that was like 4 different triangles, it would lift them differently at different points, and then you had like a smooth curve. And I want to ensure that the surface under the enemy, say if it's like 5 meter radius, that circle will have to be adequately tessellated. So what do we need here? We need an adequately tessellated circle. What's the other way of doing it? The other way of doing it is to actually like get a plane, like just get a tessellated flat plane, and then just cancel out the vertices, the pixels that are outside the circle. But that will require a special shader of its own, which is that more of an overhead or a highly tessellate? How do you tessellate a circle anyway? Let's just try. Let's see what it looks like. File, open, recent. Where are we at with this? Signs, just open. No, don't save. Models, Japan.blend. For all the people complaining about how the game is Thing Japan, there is Japan.blend inside the game. Look at that. Are you talking to yourself? I thought you'd never ask. Technically, we are all always talking to ourselves. And this is actually great practice in talking to myself. I've actually turned it into a little like hobby for myself. Because I think a lot of my time in the world simulation is a conversation that I'm having with myself. And the more I stray away from that understanding, the more I get lost inside it, and like it gets confusing, and it gets all like it gets difficult to manage. There's all these like the feelings that come up, and you just, I make a mess of it, right? And the more I kind of come into realizing that I'm actually just talking to myself, you know what I mean? It all makes sense. Yes, to answer your question, yes, I am talking to myself. But hey, you could talk to me if you want. That's why we're doing this. We're doing this internet streaming. I like how like streamers, like I watched what's that guy's name? The extremely controversial Mr. Asmongold. Like I was watching his stream. Have you seen the way he's watching some video, like he's reviewing a video, I really this is amazing to watch, right? Like he's watching the video and then his eyes go to the chat, right? It's which is on the corner of the screen, I imagine. And he just kind of like does this thing where he picks up what the chat is saying, because there's like thousands of people typing into that thing, and I don't know if they have aggregators already for this, but like he gets like a general idea of like how people are responding to what he's saying in real time. It's like you're talking to this organism, right, which is like condensing the response of the audience in real time. You know, like how orators would get on stage and kind of like, you know, address like a big crowd. You got a version of that, but it's like a combination of like video and text. Like how cool is that? Like it's, I think it's pretty awesome. It's cool to watch the all the cute new ways we've invented for our species to communicate with itself. It is truly something. Did I make a nice little circle here? No, I did not. These are actually not required anymore. Am I importing spikes.blend? Let's just clean this up. Spikes. Spikes 2x2, 3x2, ball trap. I think I'm using ball trap. I am using ball trap. Am I using glitch? What is it? Glitch plane? I am using glitch plane, but not 2x, 2x2, or 3x. Where all am I defined? Spikes.obj glitch plane. Yo, what's going on here? I know what's going on here. I'm in the wrong folder. Am I in the wrong folder? I'm in the right folder. Let's investigate this. Tamashika song, documents, content, models. What is it called? Spikes. What happened? I knew it. We're in the wrong folder. We need to just swap these files out. Don't mind this project. This is a different project. This is not the tamashika. Content models. Please overwrite. Copy and replace. Yes, please. All right. Let's just make sure we're in the right model. We'll get rid of all the Blender windows. Please do not save this. Spikes.blend. Am I talking to myself? Do you guys ever feel that the real world that we're inside is actually AI generated? You ever get that feeling? No? Maybe it's just me. AOE. Now, how do you do this? All right, how do you? I'll take this AOE thing. All right. See, I need this tessellation. Let's go into this. Let's scale this by 10 units. Scale 10 units. Come on. But 10 units is a lot. How do I turn this into a circle? You know what? Let's not overthink this. Let's start simple. Okay, add circle, mesh circle. Because when you tessellate the circle, it doesn't add vertices to the center. That's what I don't like about it. Is there a way to tessellate this? See, I make face and then I triangulate it. What is this? This is not the tessellation we need. Can we do fixed alternate, fixed longest diagonal, shortest diagonal, n-gon method clip? This changes nothing. Should we just try it anyway? Like this centerpiece, can I just like, can I go in and triangulate this? Okay, how about, okay, control T. No, it's already triangle. Subdivide. Ooh, oh, I see. It's not bad. Can I triangulate this? Can I subdivide this too? No. I'm gonna subdivide the whole thing together. How about this? Subdivide. Ugh, that's messy. Ugh, nah. This is why I was thinking of doing the shader way. Why am I struggling with this? The shader would be so much cleaner. It would be heavy though. We'll have to calculate the radius. Will I be using that elsewhere? I was thinking that like we could just have like circular traps. But then I have to pass the radius for each one of them. Is that shader something we're gonna use elsewhere? I'm not sure. I want to make it pretty. This is not pretty. You know what? All right. Let's do it in code. Spikes.fx. Emissive. Am I even setting this anywhere, man? We can just get rid of this. Not using it. There you go. You're done for. Regular effects. Spike. Do we have spike effects? No. Pools. Glitch plane effect. Spikes effects. It's right here, man. It's right here. Spikes effects. This is what, a regular effect? It is a regular effect. A regular effect. Emissive. Where all is this being used at all? Set value. Particle batch. Particle batch is not using emissive, man. You know what? We'll get rid of this later. Let's just focus on the task at hand. Realms mask is also not being used. Hardware instance, no wrap. Blah 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 blah. Solar effect. Sprite effect. Just sprite animated post processing shockwave. Glitch effect. We can normalize all of this. Parameter radius. We can set a radius parameter. Normal. Okay, we'll have a normal is already defined, so we can have a radius effect technique. Circular. Okay, glitch effect. Base clone. Radius is radius. Circular technique is circular technique. Get rid of all of this. Spikes effects. Add a. We just need a new technique here. Is this being used anywhere? I don't think so. We could use this because I have a bunch of spikes being laid down right now. but we're gonna have to change all the internals for that to work. So nvm normal circular main ps circular main ps. Can I just see main ps? Wow, this is a lot of commented out code. Main ps circular, and over here we're just, what are we gonna do? We're gonna clip. Can you clip in the pixel shader? I think you can. Local, what are we looking at? Local xyz. Are we getting some local coordinates here? Position, actual position, uv, normal, world position. Oh no. To-do the fuck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it PG-13 like that. Vertex shader output. UV normal. Do we need the normal here? We don't need the normal here actually. Do we need the actual position? Are we even using it? Are we using the actual position? G buffer fill. Yeah, that's for the post processing. Well, it's being used there also. What is the actual position? How is it different? It's not different anymore, I think. It's just the world position. What do we need? We just need like a local position, right? Okay, let's just get rid of the normal. No, the normal has to be fed into the G buffer. What can we get rid of here? World position? Do we need the world position? I think we need the world position too. There, it's going in here. Actually, there's too many parameters here, man. Are we using the UV? We're not using the UV. Color position normal. Alright, let's stretch this out a little bit. I don't know if this will work. Local position. Actual position is completely unnecessary. Well then, let's get rid of it. Take all actual position. Local position can just be the input position. Position dot xyz. Float 3 local position. And world position can become a float 4, and world position dot w becomes this. Here, there you go. Input dot world position, and now we have local position here. Main PS circular clip. Length input dot local position comma dot comma minus r minus. Yeah, so this remains positive. Do we define radius? Spikes dot fx radius. Okay, that's a lot of code changed. Glitch effect. You know what? We can go to the spikes effects in rendering. spikes effects can become this. Where is this being defined? Oh, there you go. New glitch effect, spikes effects. All right. Let's just see if this still works. Don't want anything to break. Every time I change the shader, something happens. Undeclared identify input. Oh, thanks. Input. Let's see if the spikes are still working. Problems. Actual position is still being used here. Word position. There you go. One more error. Oh man. My coffee is so cold. More actual. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Just want the effect to be working exactly the same way. So I see the problem here now. Actually, you know what? I like this. So the difference between the actual position and the glitch, this is actually cool because it is not respecting the warp, right? So they kind of look like anomalies that are outside the simulation. I think I'm gonna roll with this. Yeah, they kind of roll in that way. See that? But once they're in like the inside the play area, then it's kind of like a normal unwarped position. Yeah, let's stay with this. Okay, now we have to try out the radius. Let me just save this before we make too much of a mess. Changing spikes for mask radius rendering. Git push. All right. Okay. Now that we have this glitch plane, we're gonna give the agent an instance of that and set the correct shader for it. Does every agent get it? Does every agent need it? No, it doesn't. Every agent does not need it. Should we add it in the pools? Alright, you know what? Let's add it in the pools. Ball trap. Oh, it can be its own entity. And then the agent has to like carry it around and update it. You know what? I think that's a better way to what is it called? Encapsulate it. All right, now let's encapsulate AOE trap, and I think we can use this same trap as a static entity. You know. Oh, and this can be an obstacle entity too, so that when the hearts are radius. Let's go for a regular. No, don't chase. Reset. Blah blah blah. Update player position. Size. Radius. No, just give me the lens, man. Vector3 dot project on plane. Vector3 extensions dot project on plane. Vector3 dot unit y. And now I can get the Disk dot length. Does that work? Okay. Is that? It's a function. Distance. If distance is less than radius. Now what? Radius does not exist in the current context. Radius. Sorry about that. Radius. Ball trap. Fine, we'll just use this. Enabled false. Alright, we have an AoE trap here. Glitch trap is being set here. AoE trap. So how are we defining this? Alright, here we go. Just copy this. AoE trap. Model pool AoE trap. 16 of them, that's good. Want to spawn a glitch plane, add glitch trap, AoE traps to pool, and we just update the renderer with spice with circular. Oh no. Now here's the tough bit. Each of these spikes are going to have to set their own radius to the material on render. Does it need to do that? Can I just scale it? Will that work? You know, that should work. Because I am doing the clip on the untranslated position. Right? Like before it's transformed to world position, that will be before it's scaled too. So we just have to set the scale for the AoE trap. You know what? Before we put it on the enemy, let's just make a new trap. How about that? All right, here, constants, ball trap. Here, obstacle 3 coming back with a bang. AoE trap. 31 ball trap is in here. Man, you just know what I'm gonna type, don't you? So we have AoE trap getting spawned here. We go to the generator. Ball trap, please. Ball trap is not being spawned at all. Damn, bro. Damn. Glitch AoE trap. AoE trap. Position unit Y +1. Radius. Is the radius not being set? Is width being set? Width is greater than We just set the scale. Okay, yeah, just set the width here. Set scale, huh? Do we have this? Set scale. Underscore scale. Yeah, we need this. Underscore scale is set here. Is alive scale. So the scaling will just take care of itself. Cool. E dot scale is equal to vector 3.1 times underscore width. All right. So we set the AoE trap. The radius can just be. So we don't pass the radius anymore. Radius. Let's see if this works. 1 minus. Okay. Let's just see if it works. I don't know what I'm doing, but maybe it'll work. Smith test. Can I has. Alright, enough with you guys. Spikes over here that are still working, and width 20. Apply, and we change this to a obstacle AoE trap. I'll draw a nice circle here for this. Are you ready? Are we placing bets if it's gonna work? Should we start a poly market for this? Sad face. It should. Let's just start checking from the top. Regular effect. Okay. effect circular. All right, spikes.fx circular. Circular. Maybe this is it. Local position should be in model space, right? Right? Say something, chat. Say something. D streets. Is my D street? Oh yes. Oh yes, baby. Oh yes. That's from Pink Panther. Oh yes, baby. Oh yes. Ouch. Is the can we up the radius? Should we up the radius? Will it scale? Do you think it'll work? Are we placing bets? Should we start poly market for this? Beautiful. Look at that. Nice circle we got here. Ow. And I think the radius test is pretty good, isn't it? Like it's happening right at the... Oh, nice. AoE. Alright. Technically I could write code for spawning the spikes inside the circle, but that seems like a lot of work. This AoE trap is pretty good. Now the AoE trap should be different from the ball trap. One of them will kill you instantly, the other will kind of slow you down. I want to place a bunch of these everywhere, but we're gonna give the enemies that have AoE attached to them, we're gonna give them this AoE trap on spawn. Once it's done spawning, maybe we can just test. If it needs it, it'll get it. That's the code we're gonna write now. Alright. What was that? Git status. AoE trap. For now, what we're gonna do is pools AoE trap. Just get him, man. Just get him. Spiked. Alright. Where were we? Agent. Has agent flags dot AoE. Right. Get rid of this code. You know, at this time I'm just gonna like manually inject the AoE. Private AoE trap is equal to null, and reset if AoE trap is not equal to null, AoE trap dot enabled, no, underscore AoE trap dot enabled is equal to false. AoE trap dot is equal to null. Okay. And here we can just be like public inject AoE. Alright, and no, it's not a constructor. Can I recycle that entity? It's in an entity pool, right? Set AoE true. What are we checking? AoE trap. Model pool is an entity pool. Recycle into generation. See, that's bug. buffer of I.recycle. I want to be able to individually recycle them. This entity pool was made to work in a way where I can just recycle entities in bulk. But for some entities, I actually don't need to do that. I will still need it for the traps that we lay down on the ground, but for the ones that the player has control over, this recycle will never be called. Generation is equal to index. Enabled is equal to 4. I can just manually disable them like I'm doing it here. Okay. It said, okay, and if AoE trap is not equal to null, AoE trap is we just disable the last one if it's enabled. Okay, and then we get tools.get engine.tools.aoetrap.get absolute position quaternion identity generation -1. Okay, just whenever we're fetching it, we'll just be like, please don't clear this one. Or do we want to clear it? Just set the generation for it to the enemy. Are there other entities that the players that the agents are carrying around with them that are getting recycled? Let's check in on that, and maybe we can standardize that whole process. AoE trap get absolute position identity. I think, yeah, we have the shadow, for example. If shadow is not equal to null, shadow dot position. So this is the thing, right? Like if the enemy is invisible, then the AoE trap should not be visible. Like we have in that the level that we made earlier today, right? Do you feel? It's basically like entities that, you know, it's like if I had the Unity style kind of like a hierarchy of entities, objects with parents going, which I do have actually. It's just I've not used it. I've not set it up in a way where it's using that. I think somewhere I messed up with the recycling mechanic, because like it's just all the pools just test for enable disable, and then I can't use the enable disable as like a flag that is rendering the enemies. It's setting the entity to recycle. I would love to rewrite that. I need to focus on finishing this, man. I need to make more levels. That's like 5 hours of work. I can do it. That's 5 hours. There's gonna be a lot of small things that are just working right now, and then they won't work because I changed it around. We're gonna QA soon. So if I do that, it'd be best to do it before I jump into QA. Yeah. Phone, I'm looking at my phone, I'm distracted. Oh no. No distractions. Where were we? We were setting the AoE trap. Oh, that's why we got into that discussion of like, yeah, so basically we just do it like this. Okay. And when we recycle, so I think the shadow is also being recycled. Okay. If underscore AoE trap is not equal to null, underscore AoE trap dot disable. Enabled is equal to false. That should take care of everything. The player could actually, like, the agent could also just drop it and let it just, I don't know, maybe it simmers for a bit and then goes away. Are you talking to yourself? Yes, man, I am talking to myself. If there was anyone else to talk to, I would talk to them. Getting used to it, talking to myself. AoE, apply, save. Will it work? Are we placing any bets? Because I am not even calling it. Generator.aoe. No. If a send inject AoE. Oh, I should set the scale here. Scale is not being set. Stop. Make it stop. Underscore AoE dot scale is equal to vector 3 dot 1 times 5. Is that too big? 3 underscore AoE trap dot set scale. Alright. Now it should work. Now it'll work. How long have we been going for? About 2 hours, an hour and a half. Those are rookie numbers, bro. Weapons. Oh, you haven't seen the weapons yet, have you? No, it's on the Twitter. I put it on the Twitter. Alright, that's good. That's good. Oh yeah. Bring it. It's kind of fuzzy in the distance. What? I think it's too close to the ground. You think it's too close to the ground? Yeah, it's in. There's a lot of Z fighting going on over there. We need to fix that. Point one. Is it? Where were we? Pools. AoE trap. Where is it spawning? Generator AoE trap. Point 1. Yeah, I think we need to do that. Here. The shadow could also be a little bit higher. But I think the shadow model already has displacement. Okay, you know what? I like this. So let's use that. Let's just quadruple check if it respects the invisible flag. Let's just write a quick skirmish here. Gunner on kill appear to 100. Apply invisible. So this will just make sure it never collides with the player. Hacky, I know, but it works. Just don't tell John Blow, okay? Close call, right there, very close call. Nice. All right. I want to take a little break. Thanks for everyone who joined in. I like interacting while I'm working. I think I'm getting a little bit better at this. it breaks the monotony a little bit. I get into my head, man. I just get into my head when I'm working, and then I can't concentrate because my head just goes places. So, on the topic of talking to myself, actually, you know what? I prefer this than being here in my head. In short, if I don't yap, the magic, it stops working.